This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Yeah, I think you said it. Getting to go out and play, I think really calms the nerves, kind of puts you at home, and so it's just good to get on the field. Realize we're still just playing football. I'm still just trying to do my job the best I can.
And getting out here to Southern California as a group and working in this kind of weather, how conducive can that be to team building, chemistry, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're away from a lot of what we're familiar with, and so we're in a hotel together, spend a lot of time together, and it's during the off season you don't see guys a lot. Obviously, guys kind of go their separate ways, so it's good to get back together and spend some time.
Aiden, what do you think of the getting public endorsements from team leaders like Davante Adams during this offseason? And what do you think of that?
Yeah, it's Davante and others have supported me since I got here. I've said that a bunch of times, even when I was even more than a year ago a rookie in the spring, and so the support of my teammates means a lot to me. But at the same time, I got to go earn it every day, and it truly is every day. It's what have you done for me lately kind of business, and so it's important to come out here every day with the mentality that I got to earn it.
Aiden, what has changed for you from your rookie year to where you are right now with the first day of training camp year 2?
Yeah, I think definitely a little more comfortable, a little more familiar. Just basically everything is different. Where we are, playbook, the team, and so it's good to have that change and good to be around the guys again. But definitely a lot different than last year.
Saw you sprinting a lot out there, going from one period to the next. Is that something? Is that by design? Is that what you normally do, or you kind of try to set a little bit of a tone?
Definitely try to set a tone, but also our assistant quarterback coach Fred Walker always likes to race me, and he always pulls my jersey and tries to get ahead, and so it's really just trying to beat him to the next position. Yeah.
You and Fred have built a unique relationship. Will you talk about him and maybe what he's done to help you over the offseason?
Yeah, I love Fred. Fred's a great guy. He obviously, when Bo took over last year, Fred basically became my quarterback coach and was running meetings and stuff. So I spent a lot of time with Fred during the season. He's been huge, been in my corner since I got here, and even last summer, when the rookies stayed extra, he spent a lot of time with me one-on-one, and so it's been great to get to know Fred, obviously as a coach, but also as a friend. And he just had a baby, and so my wife loves when he sends pictures of his baby to me, and I get to show her. So Fred has been huge for me.
How would you say you're approaching this training camp based on your previous year being your rookie year, and then now having this, looking at it as a challenge and competition with Gardner?
Yeah, I think every year presents a new challenge, and this one is definitely, like I said, different than last year. But again, it's really the mentality has to stay the same, no matter if you're the starter, if you're trying to compete, if you're the third string. You try to earn it every single day, and that's what I'm trying to do.
I saw a lot of 12 and 13 personnel out there. When you have 3 tight ends and more, really, but Brock and Michael Mayer and Harrison that are versatile and talented like they are, how can that help you and help you out?
Yeah, all 3 of those guys are special players, great guys to have, in that room, and so I think we'll be able to do a lot with a couple of those guys on the field, one of those guys on the field, all 3 of them, and so it's been cool to watch their development through the spring, and it's exciting to communicate with our coaches about how they want to use them.
Aiden, knowing that you have competition, how does that make you a better player? Just having someone in the locker room that is fighting for the same role as you.
Yeah, I think me and Gardner are obviously trying to push each other. Gardner is a guy who's had to compete a lot in his career, and I'm the same way. And so we're both guys it's not new to either of us. So I think it's been fun to kind of go back and forth, talk about what we're thinking, and ultimately just try to each of us play our best football.
You guys have to learn a new offense, obviously, in OTAs. Would you kind of describe where you are in terms of the process of continuing to learn and kind of get familiar with that offense?
Yeah, OTAs they threw a lot at us offensively, and so obviously everything was new, and it was good to have the summer to kind of go back over things and reapproach them, and to get to see things for the second, third time is super helpful compared to the first time, and so I think that's going to be helpful going into this camp.
To get comfortable with the offense, what are some things that Luke Getsy's doing, just kind of opening things up, run zones, things like that you're really enjoying so far?
Yeah, Luke's obviously had a lot of success where he's been before in the run game, and so it's been fun to hear his philosophy. And in OTAs, it's basically just a passing camp. We don't have pads on, so it's hard to really run the ball. And so coming into training camp, it'll be good to get our run game going and see kind of how we develop there.
When you talk about the confidence level, the comfort level that you have now, a lot of the guys are talking about a little more swag from you. I mean, is that something you wanted to show? Is that something you're comfortable? I guess Where do you think they got that from?
Yeah, I think it's hard as a rookie. You know, you're trying to figure it out and trying to be in the right spot at the right time, make sure you're on time to meetings, stuff like that. And so, not that I'm not trying to do that now, but just getting more comfortable with really just knowing my teammates too. That helps. You know, I get to actually build friendships and know the guys off the field a little bit. And so, really just growing those relationships is super helpful for, I think, building anybody's confidence.
On that same note, when you talk about like your comfort level and your swag and stuff like that, Gardner coming in, he's always seems like he's in a relaxed state. How much do you kind of feed off of his energy?
Yeah, for sure. I think what you see is kind of what you get with Gard, and he, like you said, he's super laid back, but he also has an intense side to him where he wants to win, he wants to compete, and so it's fun to see him kind of go back and forth between those personalities. But I think more than anything, he really loves football and loves the game, loves to learn, loves to work at it, and I definitely respect that.
You guys have both talked about the competition and being comfortable with it. You've been through it before. Antonio said he doesn't have a timeline, right? Could go all the way to the end, really. Is that cool with you to not know when somebody might be named, or even right up to like first week of not knowing who the guy is?
Yeah, it's true. I have been in a lot of competitions, and so I've basically been going back to college, in and out, middle of the season, before the season, and so obviously this is a new challenge, but that stuff is not totally new to me. So it's part of it. It's AP's job to make the call, and I'm just trying to play my best.
David, you came into the league with Trey last year, and Coach Pierce talked up all his strides that he's been having this offseason. Have you noticed that at all, and what could you say about it?
Yeah, I think I got to throw a lot with Trey this offseason because I stayed back in Vegas and he did too, and so we were out throwing with each other a lot, and I got to see him develop and try to focus on some things that he was working on to get better at, and so it's fun to see his development. Obviously, he's got some special speed, but he's trying to, develop the other parts of his game, and it's been fun to watch that throughout OTAs as he gets more comfortable with the offense.
Aiden, when you talk about your offseason, can you pinpoint a couple of things that you worked on specifically based on your on what you did last year?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a new offense, and so in a certain way I kind of had to start over, and so mentally it was basically restarting everything, going back over what we learned and before OTAs and getting into OTAs, and then in the summer, like I said, going back over everything and trying to make it make sense in my head, because what we're doing is different than what we did last year, and so understanding the lingo, the terminology, really trying to look at my notes and see what Luke's thinking on each play, I think is key for me, and then just keep trying to develop physically, lifting weights, running, getting treatment, all the things I have to do to give myself a chance to go out there and try to play well.
Is it a case where you and Gardner make each other better, like something you guys talked about, kind of a teamwork, I guess, aspect to it?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting role because we both are competing, but we both want to lead while we're in there, and so we're both going to be vocal. We're both going to try to hold each other accountable and other people accountable, and I think competition is going to bring out the best in you, and it's going to make you work and see how bad you want to compete and try to do your best.
Had you built much relationship with Gallup at all, or gotten to know him much before you made the decision yesterday?
I knew Mike a little bit, but not super close. Obviously, he wasn't here for super long, but yeah, didn't know Michael too well, but got to throw to him really at the end of OTAs. He started practicing a little more.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Greg?
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean when he's running.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think so. No. Cam said he'll give it out daily.
That's a good point. I think this would be enough. Olympics, man. Maybe. I didn't think that was. That's all I'm watching.
on bed when you're here?
Most nights. Not a pleasant drive.
It's like an hour, right? Longer?
Really clear.
Like an hour, right?
Normal day. Yes.
Where do you live?
In the valley. I live in North Carolina.
Garfield, yeah. And when did you get on the 405?
I actually stayed with a friend down here last night, so I wouldn't have to deal with that. But I'm gonna have to deal with it at some point, so I'm gonna try to figure it out better.
I would think,
That-
you're by the 405, right?
But like in the morning, 4 or 5, that's your exit. Yeah, car park.
You might want to do like the 210 to the back.
Yeah, I thought about that. I actually thought about maybe checking out the train schedule. Stops right near my house. See if the stops near here.
I think there is, because when I Googled this area, it showed me a train stop.
Yeah, I thought so, because the airport's right there.
Yeah.
There may be an idea.
I'm going to check that out. President Ferdinand.
Is it 4 or 5 is long?
Just think that
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Where are you coming from?
North Hills, the valley. In the valley, in North Hills, near Van Nuys, that area. The thing is that I think a few years ago, they rated that 405 101 interchange the worst traffic interchange.
the trainer does this vestibular.
Are you over by Monroe High School?
Yeah. Like right.
I learned it doesn't have to be. Completely different.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that there are areas of the area that are worse. Like the 580 section near Oakland, the Bay Bridge is some of the worst traffic I've ever seen in my life. I swear it's worse than anything.
I don't know. Worse.
That 580 is bad.
Yeah. No, I
But how often you have to be in that area? Like in LA, there's just no way around it. You're like taking a there's no way around it. Like if they're in the Bay Area, they wouldn't be practically right there.
That is the worst traffic.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
It's not easy.
Depending on where you were.
I'm just talking about that specific 580 intersection traffic. You probably wouldn't have to deal with that. Most likely, you can navigate around it. I don't know how I could navigate around LA traffic going from where I am to here. I mean, the nav system takes me all kinds of crazy ways, but even those crazy ways, everybody else is doing the same shit. It saves me like 2 minutes or something.
Well, you know it sucks when it doesn't even go 100 at night.
When I go to Florida, it's like it's awful during the day during the summer. At least at night, you get a breeze, it's runoff.
The humidity actually suits it.
It does. It does. You know.
What I hate is when you keep getting the pool and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They're moving them in the yard, so you might
we do have a few stories.
2 hours, you know.
Oh, it's amazing. It's incredible. First, I've been there a couple times. First time, it started out your normal marathon. The longer we were there, the more we started eating a little bit later, you know. And because everything's so precious, it doesn't feel here. There,
I just eat late and stay up late. That's what I do. And people do. I mean, like, I remember playing Freddie's studio. I fucking love this city. I fucking love it. I have no idea.
I don't know if I told you anything there, but
I love London. Yeah, me too. It's a great city, and that wasn't my favorite city until I went there. And I'm like,
the one thing that drives me crazy about living in London is I have more fun about it. Rain all the time. But other than that, it's just
I was actually one thing I was surprised about like how little, how seldom I actually heard something like that. It's such a melting pot of cities. You hear more foreign languages than the British area. I swear to God, I'm riding the cruise and I'm like, I'm thinking when I'm going there, I'm going to hear everybody's going to be I don't know, French accents everywhere. And I just was not experienced.
That's one thing about me about the first time doing it.
I think it's a lot like New York in that. I think a lot of people think they a lot of like Bronx that they don't hear not as much of that. You hear a lot of Puerto Rican, whatever else. Yeah, Russian, you name it. It's such a melting pot of people that you hear as many foreign accents or foreign languages as you do elsewhere. Yeah, New York's great. Chicago's great. I'm from a small town and I hate it. Well, no, I won't say that. It had its values, but I knew my entire life. I knew that. Okay, it's the first chance I get. I'm getting a fuck out of here.
Where are you from?
I'm from Oregon, small town, very small town.
What part?
Northeastern Oregon.
My brother's sister was in Nashville.
That's southern, that's southwestern. I'm northeastern, so very different world up in my part of the country. My part of the country. I was born in Portland, and even though we moved when I was 6 years old, I always felt like I belonged in Portland. I always wanted to go back. I always felt like a city kid. It was a strange feeling growing up in a small town. I was very much like a nature kid. I was on the sports side and going fishing, all that going to the river. So I definitely embraced that, but I always knew in my mind, we would go visit my grandparents in Portland, and I was never happy when we were in the car on our way out of town. And I knew that like someday I'm going to be in this car going out of town forever. And it was the only thing that kind of kept me like hopeful that I knew that someday I was going to be gone forever.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.